see.
To do is we will need to go through some recap because we had a couple of weeks break, actually 4 weeks break now. A lot has happened since. Yeah, the whole European Championship has been played out and people are a bit depressed over here, some of them anyway. Do we have any ardent football supporters here?
Nope.
I'm a supporter of how awesome the English football team is, but I personally think football could improve with exploding balls and landmines.
Okay, good. And yeah, we had a couple of players change because of the way the club works, where the long block, short block, couple of the players have decided to play D&D instead. How could they? But who remembers now? Of course, we have a returning player. Yeah, Kim has been here before, and we have a new player, which is Elena. But we need to make sure that we actually get everybody more or less onto the right
I can only
track.
see Khalil, Saya, and myself on the crew list.
On the crew list? Oh, okay. Let me just again double check that. Do you want to have a look at them? Are you trying to spy on them? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just an easy way to see what people's names are.
So Aisha?
You can see the doctor.
Yeah, and I am just going to...
2 medical types? Monsieur, you're really spoiling us.
All right, and Jar Jar. Yeah. Sorry. Might have to pronounce it differently and write it differently.
If you want to pronounce it Jar Jar, it's fine. It's just...
No. I don't like that.
Nobody wants to pronounce anything Jar Jar. But...
Indeed. Yeah, you know, some people name everything in the household, right? And yeah, we had a mobile phone charger called Bings for a while. Charger Bings, get it?
Oh,
That's
terrible. It's now stolen. I'm going to have to share it on the internet.
It's not that original, really. Originally was truly a misunderstanding. That's how it came about. But yeah, we are, as you can probably see, I'm just going to drop the others onto the canvas to make sure everybody is here. Although Yavya is down in the cellar. We are currently in the banquet hall. Now, who can remember anything about what happened to get you here and why are you here? What's happened here while you were here? And what do you want to happen? Does anybody remember anything?
I remember we were at an engagement party.
Yes.
Sneaking around back. Some kind of horrible river.
There was much sneaking involved, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We snuck off down to the basement, didn't we, Sarah, and met up with the guy in his workshop, and we've snuck back for some reason.
Not a guy, a lady. We have to maybe start slightly further out. You have come down from Coriolis to Kuan. Why? What were you doing down here? Remember, we've got a couple of players just joining.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
No,
No,
that was
it
not.
all started when my cousin went missing.
Yeah. What was your cousin's name?
Noah.
Mm-hmm. Come on, pick it up from there.
We we then discovered that people with gifts who were joining, spending time. Was it called Sanitarium Retreat? I can't remember.
Sanatorium.
Sanatorium. That's the bunny on Coriolis. Where in fact those were being kidnapped and taken down to the planet as slaves.
So when you were saying people with gifts, it's people with mystic powers, and mystic powers only came about a year and a bit before, when the emissaries arrived in the Third Horizon, and people started awakening to their mystic powers. So there's definitely a big discussion whether they're actually a blessing or whether they're a curse. A lot of people think they're a curse and they're just a sign of the devil, whereas other people saying, no, this is a real blessing. Finally, we rediscover magic. But yeah, that has happened. And then some of the mystics had been killed or abducted from Coriolis. You thought that you followed the track that Nuwa was one of them. You followed it down to Kuan, getting a lot of noise from somebody. I think it's Elena. A lot of hissing from your microphone.
Do you? Sorry.
That's all right. But yeah, so you
Is that better?
I can't really tell no difference.
You're no longer broadcasting continuously, so yes.
Slightly better, okay. So yeah, you came down, you followed the track. You also had the request from a judge. I also want to call her Nigella, but Nigelia Curia or something like that. And she basically said, you need to look into this because the emissary that was on the station Coriolis has been abducted as well. So please find them, and find them quickly. That was just before the turn of the year, what they call the cyclade. And you tried that. You followed the trails down into the guts, the cellar of Coriolis. You had a big firefight in the hangar. You then followed down the drop pod location on the planet Kuan, where they were sending all these abductees, and you've been since following it from the jungle into this town, into the city around the monolith called the Conglomerate, and you've been again trying to find where these abductees go, but wherever you turn, the sources you're trying to investigate or interrogate or charm end up dead before you can actually properly speak to them. But eventually your trail led you here to Leot Dolcasar's palace, and you snuck into the engagement party of his son to a higher up bride, somebody who's quite high up in the monolith. Yeah, quite high nobility, whereas he is basically local crime lord, as far as you can tell, and smuggler, slaver. So you've snuck into here to try and find out what was going on. You have been partying a little bit, and Khalil and Saya, you've been sneaking down to the cellar to investigate it. And I can show you briefly what you saw there. Where you also met Yaya.
Did we?
Yes, you did. You said the guy. The guy is not a guy. The guy was a girl. I think everybody can see this map, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So you came down here, you snuck down here, you broke into this, hopefully that jogs some memories, and you found this person who lives in this apartment, basically, and you had a good conversation with them. But basically she was saying, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be down here. Get away. Yeah, there was a workshop here. There was a sort of prison cell. There were a couple of stasis pods there. You notice that there's a back door onto a canal. This bit of the canal is covered over. In one of the cages, there was a Nikatra as well, which is basically like a wolf person, a wolf man, a wolf woman gnawing on a bone and being quite aggressive. So you left them alone. But yeah, you reckon that the stasis pods were probably managed here because you had previously heard that Yaya had been inspecting these stasis pods and sorting them and crediting them and making sure things get paid. So she was organizing the shipping of these things. But yeah, you basically pretended to be scared and walked back upstairs to see what was going on upstairs. And I think that's where we left it last time, because I didn't want to have the big fight within 10 minutes. Because we were reaching the end of the session.
Is it all also worth mentioning that we keep hooking up with members of the Rebel Alliance, or whatever they're called on this planet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're a bit more rubbish than the ones in Star Wars, but
The Shao Kahn rebels you've been dealing
We've
with.
helped them out a few times now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of background which will be slightly hard for Elena and for Kim to actually get into, but hopefully we can manage that. So, in my discussions with Elena, we discussed that she would be taking the role of Yaya Dua, so that's the weaponsmith, the gunsmith, and that Kim would take the role as Dr. Reyes, the returning role as Dr. Reyes, who just happens to be invited to this wedding, or maybe she has got a secret agenda. Maybe she was also looking for an abductee. We haven't had the chance to discuss that yet, but you can make that up as you like.
or maybe it's just a
I'm
massive
assuming-
stroke of luck.
It might just be a massive stroke of luck, but she luckily knows a couple of you. So, where shall we lay our scene? Where shall we pick it up? Shall we go back to the banquet hall?
Yes.
And there was a speech, and there's currently some dancing, and we had Tahir dance with a woman dressed in red, which was a Kuba kosher.
Actually,
If I recall correctly from last time, there was also a bit of a kerfuffle over the fact that the family of the groom doesn't seem to be that impressed with the bride, and the family of the bride, they
That's the other way around. Yeah,
it was the other
close.
way round, wasn't it? I beg your pardon. And one of our departing characters was trying to shuffle off the groom to somewhere safe, or where we could talk to him or some such.
Yeah, I think that was Aaron, wasn't it?
I told his father as well that he'd been shot by the bridesman, didn't he?
Yeah, it basically looks like the bride's family, like some of the people who turned up were trying to make him drunk, make the groom drunk, and embarrass him and basically ridicule him. There certainly was a vibe that they didn't appreciate this family. Okay, I'm sure there are some questions, comments. What else do you want to discuss before we start?
If you could give me a minute, I'm just gonna go and get my headphones so that
Yeah,
it shouldn't
sure.
have any background.
Sure. Kim, are you ready to come up with a reason why you're here at this banquet of a local crime lord?
Is that me?
No, that was Kim. And you might be muted.
By the way, Kim, feel free to shut me up at any time. I talk a lot.
Well known for it.
Yes. And character talks. So it's a little easier when we're doing when we're in person, because people can just stare at me until I shut up.
That's fair enough. Maybe next long block we're going to be back in person. Who knows? It depends how it's all panning out, doesn't it?
It's gonna be weird.
Kim, I can't hear you
One
yet.
at all, unfortunately. Yeah. Looks like Kim's not transmitting at all, so I don't know if she's muted or if she's got a technical issue.
I don't know. She was transmitting earlier and she has unmuted herself.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, sorry, I tried to do push to talk, so, and obviously I'm not technical enough to work out how to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure what her agenda was last time. What she'd gone off to try and do. I can't remember at the end. So I think it would make sense that I would be on the trail of that I would come across somebody that's gone missing. So that seems like the sort of thing that she would do, would be to try and get involved and find them. So yes, whether it's the same person as you're looking for, I don't know. I think it's probably somebody different.
Yeah, probably somebody different.
Makes sense. Ultimately, we found Sayers' cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. That cost me a few darkness points. So, you are at this wedding reception, and What do you look like? What do you dress up like for this?
I think I'm a doctor, and I'm reasonably well to do, I think. So I think I would have scrubbed up okay. Not super flashy, but sort of sophisticated. I would fit in with the crowd.
Now, this is quite an extravagant sort of event, so people really would dress up for this. And you see some really posh clothes here, especially those who come from the monolith, the Zenithians. They are really dressing up. And you are familiar with this sort of thing because you have a Zenithian background, I believe.
Yes.
So you know what to wear. You probably look quite stunning, I guess. Quite worked up. But yeah, are you here by yourself? Did you tag along with somebody?
No, I think I'm on my own.
Okay. The music is playing, and you see a couple, even though the main music is out in the hall beyond the doors on the left here, you see a couple of people dancing around the central fountain. And as you look again, you think, I know that guy. I've been on a journey with him out in the Rimwood Reach. Yeah, the last mission she did. This is Captain Tahir. Are you Captain? Sorry, Pilot Tahir.
Yeah, I was captain as well.
I just promoted you.
I didn't think we didn't have a captain when I left.
I don't think I was there for that game.
Weren't you? Come on.
No,
I
I think it's just Khalid.
game.
That was when we were playing out in the Rimwood Reach, and we had the colony where people couldn't have children.
I missed that.
No, we weren't there for that one.
Ah,
No,
gosh.
I think it's just
Khalid.
Martin.
Okay, in that case, you see a couple still dancing. You don't recognize them. But through the side door, as you are really trying to work out how you can sneak into this place to do some more research, coming from the side door, you see Khalil coming out, skulking around the pillars. He is slightly disguised as what were you disguised as? As a waiter or something?
Waiter.
A waiter, that's what I thought.
I don't skulk, I move stealthily.
Oh, apologies. As he stealthily, but for
I'm just
you
not very good at
noticeably,
it, so I do look like I skulk.
moves around the pillars and tries to rejoin the general milling people. I don't have icons for them all. Basically, he came from a side door. Maybe he's really a waiter here. Maybe he's found a new job, but you suspect that he's up to something. So, do you want to wave at him? What do you want to do?
I think I'll follow him, and just kind of at a distance for a minute and see where he's up to, and then when it's sort of at a discrete moment, I might sort of catch his eye and see whether that is him. But I think I'll follow him for a little while first.
Okay. So,
Should we be on the other map screen?
which one? Oh, sorry, I am on the other map screen. I just haven't pulled you across yet. Sorry.
Oh, I thought I was on something.
I have to get used to this again after all these weeks of break. So you're coming out the side, and there was a lovely speech a minute ago, and people are just dancing and so on. They expect the other half of the speech in a minute or two. But yeah, you're observing. Khalil, Saya, you come back from your little journey. What do you do?
And what fun it was.
Well, you found out a few things. If you remember, you hacked into a computer down there.
I didn't, but Saya did, yeah.
Saya did, and she found out a few things about deliveries being made and being carried out to the swamp some way. I'm not quite sure. You didn't get any coordinates, but you got some information about how many deliveries there were. I think there were 6 in total. Yeah, and that certainly the mystics, I think they were the ones with the Black Cross, were being sent out to the swamp, to the sulfur swamp. So.
But we didn't get a more specific location, did we? It was just like the swamp.
The swamp. Yeah.
I should probably get back to the band for a bit. Maintain my cover.
Yeah, or you could accost Tahir, of course, and see whether you can update them. Tahir and Akuba to tell them what was going on, what you have found out, and all that.
Accost me.
Ah, there they are.
I will just resume my duties, passing out drinks on the old trays and like.
Yeah.
Just walking amongst the crowd, saying, "Are you having a good time, sir? Is there anything we can do for you?" That kind of thing.
All right.
By the way, I am dressed in a waiter's uniform, and that waiter's uniform is completely immaculate. It's not a spot on it, but my head and my beard does look like I've been dragged through a head backwards several times.
Oh, as always, that's your trademark, isn't it? That's your look.
Well, sometimes I look a bit scruffier, but
No. Okay.
yes. My hair and my beard is not under my conscious control. It goes everywhere.
So, Khalil, after a while, you're milling about. You see a face, you think, I know this face. Yeah.
Great. Do I know the rest of the body?
You're not sure, because it didn't look like that last time. It wasn't dressed in fine silks and embroidered stuff. It was in a very functional work suit, spacesuit last time you saw it.
Right, okay.
Is this the doctor who's been on an adventure with you?
I don't know. Is it? I'm dreadful with faces. Do I recall the name?
Yeah, Aisha. You can't remember the surname.
I'll walk up with my tray and offer a glass. So can I tempt you to some really expensive wine, madam?
That's you, Kim. Have we lost you again, Kim? Can't hear
Gone
you.
off again? Are you still set to push to talk?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to sort out some getting some background noise. So, yes, it's you. It is you, isn't it?
Yeah, he's offering you a drink.
Definitely me.
Yeah. Where have you been? It's been
Oh.
ages.
Yes, making a living, travelling around. I'm currently on a top secret mission, so shh, don't tell anyone.
That sounds about right. I didn't see you as a waiter.
Well, interstellar man of mystery, or just aimless space wandering bum. It's a matter of interpretation.
So what kind of mission are you up to at the moment? Because actually, I'm in a bit of a bind at the moment myself, and wondering if we could maybe help each other out. What sort of mission are you on?
Well, it's a top secret mission, so I shouldn't tell you anything. But basically, the emissary's gone missing, and we're trying to track him down.
Somebody else has gone missing.
Oh yeah,
So-
the emissary.
Yeah.
Top alien guy on Coriolis. Everyone's making a big fuss about it. We were given the mission to track him down, but shh, don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
Well, that's interesting. I've been searching for somebody else. And a colleague that I used to work with has disappeared as well. I wonder if they're linked somehow.
Could be. Were they on Coriolis?
Yes.
Oh well, yeah. It's bound to be a related thing. When these things happen all the time, it's fate.
The thing is, I've got some information that I've been able to get from some of the people here, but I haven't. The ship that I came here on, there was some stuff happened, and there was basically it's impounded, and I'm not going anywhere on that now. So I was wondering, have you got transport?
Well, you know me. I can't afford my own transport, but yes, I do. I'll stick my finger in my ear and go, guys, you'll never guess who we've just met.
Go on, who?
It's Alicia.
Who?
Alicia.
Where are you? Come in, you can introduce me.
Sure, come on over and I'll let everyone get... You guys remember Alicia, don't you? She was with us the other day. Or am I thinking of a completely different crew? It's possible. Some people's faces
You're
confuse me.
thinking about a completely different crew, but
Well, she's totally trustworthy.
I have this feeling.
You have to what?
I have this feeling. Let me introduce myself. Tahir El Fadil.
Who are you talking to?
I thought you had come over.
No, I'm on comms.
Yes, and I thought I'd come over.
Have you?
Well, I assume so.
You're
Oh,
all in
cool.
the same room. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a big room. Well, if you've come over, I'll just take my finger out my ear then, because otherwise it looks suspicious.
Hello.
Hello. I remember Leah. We used to travel on a ship together, some time ago, and
Which ship was it?
uh,
The Aliyah.
yes, was it?
wasn't it the Aguirres? I can't remember.
Aguirres.
Wasn't it the Aguirre? Did it have a rather clever AI who remembered his better days of being in a very big transport ship?
No.
And it was the Aguirre, which we've been borrowing. Unfortunately, my ship has been in dry dock getting outfitted with new cushions.
Ah, right. Yeah.
So, you see
We all know you need a full space dock to get upholstery changed.
You do on the Aliyah.
You need the soft dock, not the dry dock.
Well, hopefully the upholstery is dry.
Or two.
I look like I'm a very pretty gentleman who looks very much like a slightly older Dr. Julian Bashir. If you're a fan of Star Trek.
Kim, would you like to do the first roll of the evening? Would you like to do a culture roll? What's your reputation now? Tahir.
9.
Yeah, I'm going to give you culture roll with 4 extra dice. Or an observation roll if you prefer, with 4 extra dice. That might be easier for you, Kim. Observation plus 4.
So is that me? Right?
Yeah, that's you. That's you. If you click on observation on the dice there, on your character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there should be pop up. And you can say plus 4 on that. And then we'll see what happens. Oh, I haven't done my dice so nice yet. 2 successes. This face looks familiar. You know this face from the hollows, from the TV essentially, and you link it to this person being part of the rescue crew of the ship, the Ghazali actually. That was a high-profile problem. They did a portal jump and basically it failed, and the ship crashed into nearby sun. But this guy was on the ship with his crew to rescue some of the survivors, and you remember that story.
All of the survivors. I just thought I'd mention that.
What was the name of the ship again?
The Aliyah, and the ship we rescued was the Ghazali.
I put it in the chat if you need it. It's actually the Ghazali, if you pronounce it right. I asked one of my students.
Do I recognise you?
Maybe it was on TV a little while ago.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. That was very impressive. That rescue on the Ghazali.
Yes.
Yeah. It was. That was good. Well, I mean, I'm looking to crew on a ship. I'm trying to find a colleague that's gone missing from Coriolis. But my transport has fallen through kind of, and yeah, I was wondering, since I know Carly from before, whether I could What's wrong with you guys?
I'm assuming
your doctor.
Khalil
Can be useful.
will vouch for you. And I look across at Khalil.
What? What now?
I'm assuming you're vouching.
I'm
Nod your head.
vouching. I'm a waiter. I don't have any vouchers.
Oh. You're vouching for your acquaintance. Come on.
A little humour then. So yes. So, what skills do you have?
Well, I'm a doctor.
Well, you'll be glad to know the Aliyah has a full trauma suite and a spider doc as well.
And a what? Sorry.
Spider doc.
Does whatever spider doc can.
Yeah.
It's an automated medical surgery robot.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's not what I heard. Yeah.
One
Okay.
of
Well,
the small advantages of rescuing everyone from a huge starliner is salvaging the medical gear.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Well, obviously, I've got quite a lot of experience in trauma, dealing with trauma, and yeah, I'd be happy to lend my services to your crew.
Yeah, well, we'll have to, the ship's currently in orbit at the moment, but I can call it down at some point.
I thought the
Yeah,
Coriolis was in orbit.
we'll work out contracts and everything like that. But it's yeah, welcome to the crew. So tell me about this friend of yours, Thomas. It sounds a complete coincidence, but we're looking for people who have gone missing as well. How much has Khalil told you?
About as much as you would expect Camille to tell me
So he's
about
told you everything.
I explained we were on a top secret mission, so of course I told her everything.
I'll just drop a quick line into this. Elena, if you remember your backstory, hopefully, some of the things was, of course, these two strangers just came down into your workshop and talked to you, and you chased them away initially, sort of as a reflex action.
Okay.
But you are just wondering whether these strangers might be able to help you. So if you want to, you can go upstairs and see whether you can find somebody.
Okay. I was thinking, in fact, to go upstairs, and I was thinking of being exactly where I am, right there, the corner, observing people. Well, maybe not that corner, maybe the other side, like here, but there at the door, in the shadow, because I don't want to be seen because of my, burns and everything.
You've got this big head shawl, which you can sort of wrap around your head. You're quite practiced with that.
Not much for parties of this sort. Which two people came to see me? Who are they?
Well, you see, if you from here, you sort of peek around the corner. By the statue, around the statue, are a few musicians playing, and there is a lady playing the oud there, who looks like the lady who came down into your workshop.
Sorry, can you point to the place again, please?
Yeah, just here.
Okay, here.
And this lady.
Yep.
Saya.
Okay, so from where I am, sort of, probably, yeah, you said, maybe I need to come here at the pillar.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll go to the pillar. Thanks. Okay.
Are you trying to catch their attention, or are you just observing?
I'm just observing and trying to listen.
All right, so to here, you're all clustered around here. Some people are gesturing at Khalil and saying, "Come on, we need some drinks over here." And Leo Dolcasar also gestures and says, "Yeah, these people need to charge their glasses. I'm about to do the Alsirsah, the second part of my speech." He doesn't say that. That's just for you.
Sorry, Frank, do you still hear a lot of noise?
No, it's really good now. Really good.
Okay, because not only we have a thunderstorm at the moment, there is also the fun fair with lots of, entertainments and sounds and screams and stuff. So apologies, but there's nothing I can do about that.
No, that's fine. I can't actually pick that out at all.
No, it's a very good reception on my end.
Oh, good. Excellent. Thanks.
the impatient people who want booze, I shall rush over with my tray full of expensive hooch and offer them some.
You also get a sign, the musicians, the band get a little sign to say, take a break, take a break. Kuba's gone over to the bar. Aaron has taken the somewhat worse for wear groom somewhere. You can't see him. And Razak was scouting out the reception hall, the atrium. So that's where we are. Is there anything else you want to do? Before I kick into the next scene?
I think now I'm off the hook for playing music for a bit. I'm going to see what Tahir is up to.
Made a new friend.
Mm-hmm. Can you do me a quick observation, Saya? Ooh, yeah. As you get up and you put your instrument to the side on its little stand, you see somebody skulking this time again behind the same pillars that Khalil was skulking behind earlier. And you see this lady who you just met in her workshop downstairs. She seems to have come upstairs and is sort of surreptitiously eyeing you up.
I will temporarily stop worrying about Tahir and try and subtly head over towards Yaya.
Okay, you're seen, you two. You're seen.
Did you want something?
When I see her approaching me, I pull my hood, my veil in front of me, turn around and quickly move towards the door. Can I move my token? I can't move my token.
Oh, sorry, my game has paused. Now you should be able to.
Okay, so I try to go away, not rudely, but pacing quickly, pretending that I haven't heard anything.
Ah. Do you follow, Saya?
I'm not much of a people person.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
So you're now pretty much in the shadows off to the side.
So I go back in the doorway. Oh, and do I notice she's following me, yeah?
Yeah.
I go in my workshop because there I feel more comfortable.
You give any sign to Saya to follow you, or?
I'm not, no, I'm trying to sneak away. I don't know what she wants. She could be a threat. She's approaching me. I'm not used to that, running downstairs.
So, Saya, do you go back down after her, or do you stay where you are?
Well, Saya is now slightly confused. But I'm feeling slightly embarrassed about having already broken into her workshop once today. So I think I'd better resume my original plan of seeing what Tahir's doing.
Fair enough.
Okay, if she doesn't follow me, I go back up again, and I stay at the door, trying hard not to be seen.
Okay, trying hard not to be seen. So you're just observing. Okay. After a little while, there is the master of ceremonies just says, "Oh, please, quieten down. We have the Alsirsah." The Alsirsah, those who have travelled a bit will know, is an old Dabaran tradition, basically saying that this is the official agreement that the terms for a wedding have been agreed. It's not the wedding. It's just the official acknowledgement from both sides that they have come to a good agreement on what the dowry should be, what the arrangement should be, etc., etc. So that is a bond that is created not just between the bride and groom, but the whole family is being joined together. That's the idea of this of the ceremony from the old desert planet of Dabaran. So, and you then get a little speech. And I hope that's not the one I've given you before. So, you can listen and you can read along. And even if I've done it before, it's a good recap. So, honored guests and friends, I welcome you with all my heart to the Alsirsah, says Leod Dolcassar. Tonight we celebrate the union of the Dolcassars and the noble Din Khamas, paragons of Zenithian light and wisdom, whom we have to thank for opening our eyes to a new horizon. Marok Dolcassar, the proud Dabaran blood, exalted Dabaran, who stalwartly fought off the darkness during the long night, seeks the hand of Thida Din Khama, a child of Ada, a bringer of light from humanity's cradle. So he's looking around for his son, who has been basically taken to the side by you guys, but oh well, he just shrugs. Honor guests, today is a proud day. May the icons hear as we raise our glasses towards the monolith and pray for their blessing of this blood bond. May they guide us to honor our history and welcome the future. Dearest of friends, I'm still hearing a bit of echo, but I can cope, I guess. May your cups never run dry, your plates never be empty, and your spirits lose themselves in music and dance. May this Alsirsah be a fond memory for all of us until she, the most merciful, the Lady of Tears, comes to grace us with her slumber. May this day mark the birth of a brighter tomorrow. And then you raise your glasses. I guess. Do you? Good.
Yeah.
Right, let me just open the next bit. So there's a little bit of applause, of course, and there's some nodding, etc. It's all quite nice, quite civilized. You see a couple of grumpy faces from those people who were trying to get the groom into trouble. But I can't really change it. And then there is a little bit of movement at the top table. As the father of the bride and the father of the groom sit down, there's a big scroll sort of document in front of them, and they seem to write something on it and seal something on it. And then you get another bit of speech. So, where have we got? Leod again steps up to the front, gestures, holds up his hands, everybody falls silent. Looks across the room, puts his hand towards Din Khamas, so the father of the bride, and says, "Honor guests, an accord has been signed. Dabaran and Zenith shall become one. Ours will be a line courtesans will sing of for centuries to come. This is the beginning of something new, a beautiful, more harmonious horizon. Witness, friends, the miracle we call unity." And he raises his glass again and toasts with the other guy. And there's a polite round of applause. And there's a pregnant pause. And then, just as the father of the bride seems to nod with clenched jaws and sullen face to acknowledge that this contract is legal, Leod suddenly just falls to the floor and he starts to spasm.
Oh, God.
And there's saliva spraying across the floor, and he's gasping for airs. And just in that moment, can I have a quick observation roll, please, from Khalil especially, because you'll be off to the side.
Flat 0 modifier, or any minuses or pluses?
Just as it comes. As it comes. Yeah, you notice somebody standing in the shades over here in the corner where I'm pinging. Not too far from you. Somebody like you in a waitress and servant's uniform. A woman, but she's raising her hand, and she seems to have a weapon in the hand and aiming at somebody up front. Also, you recognize that woman as your friend, the soothsayer, the fortune teller.
I'll just quickly point. Going, gun!
I'll run forward to the man that's collapsed?
Basically, as soon as this happens, all hell breaks loose. Yeah, all the security people are going around their noblemen. They're trying to barricade themselves, usher them out to the HEM, go into the corners, shouting to each other. There's a lot kicking off at the same time. But yeah, the doctor goes forward. Right. Cooper kosher. Yeah.
Where is the what's his name? Loud that is collapsed.
All right. Let me put him. Who or where? He will stand here by the top table somewhere. No, I did say he came forward. So let's say he stood there. Let's say he stood there.
Right there. Okay.
And he's now collapsed. Poof, collapsed.
This is a pillow, yeah.
Those are pillars, yeah. And you were probably standing at polite distance, you guys, but yeah, Dr. Reyes is now zooming up to him. And you get a couple of bodyguards basically telling you to stay back, stay back.
I'll ignore them, shout I'm a doctor.
Elena, you hear that there's definitely noise kicking up upstairs. Kicking off.
Yeah, I've gone back up and I thought, because if I noticed there was like there was on the ground, I will be behind this pillar, staring at him with one open eye and the other one obviously not. I cannot believe what's going on. Somebody's killing him. Is what I'm thinking. Yeah,
indeed. And Khalil, as you shout gun, you see a shot being shot out of the accelerator pistol that she's got. You don't hear anything, of course, but you see it. And you hear some shouting, and one of the security guys right next to Leotor Kossar goes down. And, of course, as there's now gunfire, all the security people around the room are starting to shout and protect their charges, etc. So, just before we go into anything else, let me just ask what everybody else is doing. Tahir.
Khalil called out the gun,
yeah.
So I'm looking around and seeing if I could grab a weapon, even if it's just something to throw, like a bottle of wine or a tray.
Yeah, very easily.
Yeah. So basically, I'm looking for a target, because if I throw something good enough, I can disarm them.
The way that Khalil is taking cover, and he was roughly looking and pointing, this lady in the corner over there, she must be the one with the gun.
I did actually point to her, so yeah.
Right, Khalil, what do you want to do, other than shout and point?
Well, given that I didn't even bring a knife to a gunfight, I don't think there's much I can do. I can try lobbing my tray at her to provide a distraction for somebody else who wants to take a shot, but that's about it, I think.
Yeah, do you want to do that?
I'll give it a shot, but are we in initiative, or is this in a surprise round, or what?
Let's just do it without initiative at this point. To be honest, we will not have a full fight here. That's not the scenario.
Okay, so ranged combat with no modifiers, or what?
Yep, you don't get any bonus for a throwing tray.
Let's give it a shot, then.
No gear bonus on it. All right.
One success.
One success. Now, she might be able to do something about it. Let's have a look.
I doubt it'll inflict much damage,
yeah.
But maybe it'll
you distract her.
Flinch or something.
You distract her, you don't injure her.
Super.
Right, so let's go around. That brings me to Saya. What do you want to do?
I want to take a look at what the guy was just eating or drinking.
Well, he had just raised a glass and toasted a couple of times. Yeah, at the end of the first speech, at the end of the second speech.
I will also be shouting that I'm a doctor as I go running over.
I'm also a doctor. I'm a better doctor than her. All right, Dr. Reyes, what do you want to do?
I'm a doctor. Me too.
So you crouch down next to him. You can see blood running out of his mouth. Basically, it doesn't look good. This is some potent poison he's got.
Yeah. I would like to do what? I can't remember. Do I need to use items on a med kit or?
If you had one with you,
try and stabilize him.
If you
I
do
probably
me,
wouldn't have. Don't know.
if you do me a quick, what shall we say, a quick manipulation, you can shout at somebody to say, "Get me a medkit," one of the guards, rather than pointing a gun at you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you've got one in your going out handbag.
No. I suppose there's a certain amount of stuff that a doctor always has on them, but
What's
that's not
that?
full.
A scalpel and a stethoscope.
No, probably a face guard and yeah, I know, gloves. Yeah, gloves and face guard probably. Yeah, just flat roll for manipulation.
Yeah. Okay, it's one success. So somebody runs off and says, yeah, of course, it's just over here. And within a very short time, you have a medkit.
Okay, I'll start assessing the.
Right, so you reckon that... hang on. Okay, he's got something that probably might have paralyzed his heart, you reckon, or maybe he's got a burst artery or something. But it's definitely some... he's conscious, but in a lot of pain. So if you want to do a medical check with a med kit, which is plus... how much? Plus 2? Guys, you know this sort of stuff better than I do. Med kit. Plus 2. Plus 2 to medicurgy. Oh, that's 3 6s, isn't that?
Nice.
Yeah, you've got some stuff you can inject. Gosh, I'm not a medical person, so I have no idea what you would actually be doing, but you managed to do some jiggery-pokery, and you think you've stabilized him enough that he will not die within the next 5 minutes.
That's good.
So well done.
Every 5 minutes, and you'll be right.
That was a very good roll. Well done. Okay, Saya, you're running up now as well. That brings me to Yaya. You see all this from the side. People seem to be helping Leodor Kassar.
Yes, that's what I noticed. And because they are helping him, I'm not sure I can trust these people. They seem to be their friend. So I think I still look at the situation from behind the pillar.
You keep looking. Okay. So let me just check briefly, and then we can put those guys into combat. Is there anybody who wants to attack the person with a gun?
That's me.
Right. So you want to go into combat. Anybody else? Kalia?
No, I'm not. I'm not actually stupid enough to run at an armed person unarmed, so I'll duck behind a tree, thanks.
You go into cover. All right, cover. There's cover. Poof. Okay, done.
Thank you very much.
Akuba Kosha is sort of crouching right next to you and say, "Stay down, stay down. Stay in cover."
I am.
So here you
Would you
are.
like a drink?
You have just thrown away your tray, remember?
I kept one in my other hand.
Okay. She says, sure. All right.
Hand my last glass.
Okay, so let's roll initiative for the two of you. Tahir, have you got any bonuses on your wine bottle initiative bonus? Probably
I
not.
think so.
Okay, so she'll roll before you. You were tied, so I rolled again. Right. Okay, so she is trying to scarper towards the atrium. What do you do, Tahir?
Remind me how fast I can move.
For a normal movement, it's about... oh, look, it's feet again. 30 feet, which should be meters.
So, can I run up to her and beat her with the wine bottle, or I need to throw a wine bottle at her?
You can run after her, but she's also running, so there is a bit of distance. So if you do me really good dexterity roll, No, it doesn't exist in this game, so it has to be dexterity. Then I might let you catch her. Otherwise, you will have to throw.
Okay.
How do you get so many dice?
Dexterity.
Yeah, it's 4, isn't it? No, 7.
Dexterity is a skill.
Yeah. I just realized you've got 5 + 2 rather than 2 + 2. I read strength. Okay, so that was 1 success, or was it 2? 1. Okay, let me see her. Her running. One. She keeps the distance, so you can run, or you can still see her, but you will have to throw the bottle if you try to reach her.
Range combat?
Yeah, range combat with no wine bottle bonus. Ooh, look at that. It's 2, okay. Thrown wine bottle, let's say it's a damage of 1 and a crit of 4. So what do you want to do?
Well, I'm basically hoping to knock her over or to slow her down enough to catch her.
Right, let me roll this again. Gosh. You do hit her on the back and you leave a nice little stain of red wine on her gown so you can see who she is, basically.
She just did a ninja move.
Pretty much.
Ninja'd over that wine bottle, didn't she?
She did, but she didn't avoid the splash damage. So you can definitely see it on her. But she's disappearing into the crowds in the atrium because everybody's milling about there and shouting, and as I said, lots of bodyguards trying to secure their nobility and their rich people and all that sort of stuff. But you think she probably ducked away. You soothsayer. Now, if Razak was here, he might have caught her out there, but hey, he's not here today. So, our 2 doctors here, Saya and Aisha, you are being the guards basically are seeing that you're helping, and they say, "Come on, we need to get him out of sight here." And they grab him and start dragging him into the corner here in the back of the room. I guess you're following?
There's somebody else that had been hurt as well, wasn't there? Is anybody?
Yeah, there was a bodyguard right next to him who also was just shot.
Yeah, so I suppose between us we'll help both of them.
Yep.
Let me just put a guard here. So is anybody staying with him? Or are you both staying here? Up to you.
Well, I think once you've done what you can for Dolkasar, we should both be helping the other guy.
All right. You want to do another medicurgy? And you can have a +1 assist. Whoever wants to do it.
Do you want to roll this one then? Do you want to start on him?
The med kit is still available.
Okay.
Well, I think we need to keep them together because we've got 1 med kit, so we need to stabilize them both before we can move them.
He is stabilized enough to be moved. Leo Dolkasar. That's fine.
Do you want to roll for the other one then?
Okay. So was that +2 for the med kit and +1 for being helped?
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty good as well. Gosh, you are on a roll today. Yeah, this guy has been shot through the shoulder. He won't die from it, but he just stopped the bleeding. So well done. He's nodding at you and says, "Thank you, thank you."
And then I suppose if the bodyguards are pressuring us to move them, then we'll sort of keep them together.
It is truly pandemonium. People are shouting at each other, trying to empty this room. Yeah, the bride father seems to have just disappeared. You have no idea where he went to. But a lot of people are streaming out the doors. And the remaining bodyguard, let me put a couple more. They're guarding this little alcove at the back. You did stabilize him, but you don't know what sort of poison it really was, so it's possible that he only has a couple of minutes left to live.
Okay. I'll reach out to Mr. Daz, and we need to find out what he drank. So, can I do anything with the cup that he was drinking?
Do me an observation whether they can spot the right cup. No, actually, no. It will have been a nice ornate one. Never mind. You will find the cup. Yes. Have you got any sort of sense equipment on you? Anything that helps you analyze stuff? Or do you just have to use your normal medicogy or science?
Sniff it.
If you prefer, you can use science.
Yeah.
And Saya might be able to help you if she's got the skill.
Yeah.
Yep, I have the science skills, so I can help with that.
Yeah. Do you know any better than this? Like, do you know what this is? I suppose we could both sniff it and.
Yep.
Which means one of your rolls.
Bad idea.
Yeah, one of your rolls, the other one helps.
Voicing. Oh.
I think you're better at science.
Right, we'll sniff it carefully.
Yeah. Swirl it round. See if there's any powder at the bottom.
This is not something you've come across before. You can. There is a smell which is a bit strange. It doesn't just smell of wine. There's something else in there. But you would have to get it back to lab to really find out what it is.
Well, he's definitely been poisoned, but I don't know what it is. I guess we can rule out all the usual suspects.
Yeah.
I must have really wanted him dead.
Somebody must have. Yeah. Why do you say that?
This is a lot of effort to go to.
You all right?
Yeah. All I can do, I think, is just keep monitoring him and treating the symptoms.
Okay. As you approach him,
Till we can find out.
he sort of tries to sit up a little bit and tries to get to your ear and say a few things to you. Let's see what he can reveal to you. That's their bloody hegemonists. Hegemonists? You guys are English speakers. You can tell me. Is it hegemonists or hegemonists?
I'm not sure.
Hegemonists, probably. Doesn't really matter.
It's not a word
Hegemony?
you use
Hegemony? No, it's the hegemonists.
No, it is a word.
It
It's
is.
not one you use often.
Yeah. You know, he says to you, you know, the Asturban, they came to me and they said that we need to get this marriage arranged. It was all a trick of some sort, and they killed me.
Do you know what they might have used? If we can find out what it was, it can help.
Bloody Asturban, they have got all sorts of devious poisons. I don't know what it is, and these sort of coughs and splutters, and some more blood comes up. Says, I'm done for. Do you ask anything?
Yeah, I really feel like there would be a question, something that I would want to know the answer.
You could say something like, where did you take the abducted people, or why were they taken, or something.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, because I'm not as familiar with the storyline of what I would know, so I
appreciate that.
Yeah. So yes, I'll say, well, what about the people that were being abducted? Where are they?
Sort of coughs up a name, says Salama Achabut. I don't know what she wants with them, but she said bring her mystics and we can keep the rest. And he sort of fades out a little bit. His eyes roll back in his skull a little bit, sort of blurry. He cannot focus very well on you.
You know, you could ask him for other evidence before they destroy it, because that's obviously what they're doing. Just for the PT telepathy.
Sorry?
PT telepathy, ask him if there's any evidence he's hidden anywhere. Because they're obviously, them killing him is to obviously get rid of the evidence.
Is there any other proof?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Is there any...
Is there any other? I'll ask him. Say, is there any other proof anywhere? Where are they?
They're everywhere. It's the hegemony. They have infiltrated the cabinet of Coriolis, and they are manipulating this operation. I don't know why. But keep clear of the Asturban, the secret police, that is. And at that moment, I don't know whether Saya wants to walk over, or whether he's staying with the guardsman.
No, I'll come and join you.
You just hear him say those words. It's the Asturban. Stay clear of the Asturban. Trust no one.
Frank,
Always good advice.
Yeah. Elena?
do I hear this from where I am?
No, they are out of sight.
Okay.
You can see that there's a very nervous-looking bodyguard looking over his shoulder all the time, then looking into the room. But the room is emptying now. You're not hearing that yet, unless you want to get a lot closer.
Yes, that's... Yeah.
You want to get closer?
Yes, please.
Okay, on you go. Do you want to go sneakily closer, or just boldly walk up?
Sneakily.
I mean, these bodyguards are house guards. They know you.
You know me, but I still go in the shadows. They are really easy as something else, and they are distracted by all the events, so I'm hoping they're not noticing me until the last moment, perhaps.
Okay. Can you do me... Oh, that's going to be tricky for you. Can you do me an infiltration roll on your character sheet?
I have a 0, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still get your 4 from agility.
No bonus, nothing?
Just as it comes. Actually, no, I've rolled already. Yay, you did it. I was just going to give you bonus because of the distractions in the room, but you are fine. You can get quite close now.
Okay.
You can get relatively close, because this guy is...
Can you move me? Because I don't seem to... Hang on. Yeah.
You should be able to move him.
Thank you.
Unless I put the wrong token on, which is always possible.
No, yeah, I can move it. I can move it now. Yeah.
Okay. So you're getting quite close, yeah, and you hear some whispered conversations. So, the two...
Yeah, because
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, yeah, because they know me. At this point, because they're whispering, I don't catch what they're saying, do I?
You can do an observation roll. Let's put it to the dice.
Okay. No bonuses, I guess.
No, just as it is. You are rolling well today, everybody. So, you hear a few bits of whispered conversations about conspiracy, and they put me up to this, and the Asturban, and something about the ministers being infiltrated by the Asturban, and there's a bigger plan of the people who live in the monolith. Yeah, but he's on his last gasp, you're pretty sure.
Yeah,
He doesn't sound healthy.
I'm gonna peek to see who's helping him.
You see those two ladies there, but before we do anything else, let's go to the others. Now, Tahir, you ran after the other woman, but lost her in the crowd. What do you want to do?
Right. Right, there's a crowd. Did anyone see where they've gone?
Who do you ask?
Well, I'm assuming there's people around. It's a Bob Hope, I know.
There are people around, but most of them, as I said, are sort of bodyguards huddling around their protective people and trying to find a way out of here. And a couple of other people cowering behind a pillar somewhere. So if you just say, has anybody seen where they've gone?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right.
It's tricky for them to know.
Did anyone... it was a waiter, wasn't it?
It was a lady dressed up as a waiter, yeah.
The psychic lady that we've seen before.
Psychic lady or soothsayer, fortune teller, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're standing by the door here, asking some people. Khalil, basically this has calmed down a bit now. This carnage.
Great. One thing to do then. I get behind a bar and make myself a drink.
Akuba's actually just finishing the drink you've given her.
Yes, I'll say, do you want a second?
I think this will do for now.
Are there any other guests still in this room, or has sort of like security shuffled them all off to a safe place by now?
Pretty much everybody else is gone. There are a couple of people cowering because they're injured. Some shots, some pushing.
Right, okay.
But things have gone quieter.
Well, in that case, I'll turn to Akuba and say, looks like somebody needs a bartender, and get behind the bar.
Very good. She laughs at you.
I'll wink conspiratorial at her and say, people tell their bartenders anything.
She says, well, you can fix me a nice cocktail. I just need to phone this in to the judge.
No problem.
And she gets on the horn, as they say, on her communicator.
If I can't find, I'm going to come back in. I'm hoping we can basically put together all the information we've found together so that we can let the judge know about dodginess.
Right. In a minute. I'll come back to you.
Presumably Tahir will see us and see that Akuba's on the phone already.
Yeah, he will see that.
Cool. Get ready for a cocktail when you turn up.
All right. So she's speaking. And the other two, unfortunately, Leo Dolcasar is basically really having his last dying breath now. So he is shuffling off this mortal coil. And it goes limp in your arms.
This is an ex-NPC.
The bodyguards look at you and say, What happened? Can you save him?
Yes, without having him knowing what the poison was. No, I can't. I'm doing everything I can.
But basically, he's gone, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
And Saya can tell. And from around the corner, Yaya can tell.
Hell, I'm on the other side of the room and I can tell.
There is a tiny little crinkle of a smile on one side of my mouth. Going up. And then quickly back to normal.
And why does that not surprise me? But I know about this. The others might not.
Yeah.
So, Akuba looks around and says, guys, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here quickly. They're sending in the riot squad.
That's lucky. Time to exit stage left.
And I don't have jurisdiction out here. So quick, we need to find a way out. Akuba, you don't know her, but this lady up here, she is a guard, an adjudicator from Coriolis who works for the person who gave you the mission. She says, come on, we need to get out of here quickly. So who knows a way out?
I do, but I'm not there.
Well, Khalil does. He knows a way out.
And so does Saya.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the old... Do we have our comms with us? I think we do.
You do.
I'll stick with the old finger in the ear again and say, guys, Akuba says we need to hustle out of here. They're sending in a riot squad, which doesn't sound good, frankly. We know a way out down by the basement. Follow us.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the basement?
The basement is down here. This door. And
You'll be able to recognise it by the way Saya and Khalil are heading that way.
And Elena, you basically notice, you're not quite sure what they're hearing on their communicators, but they're definitely hearing something on the communicators, looking a bit nervous and starting to make a way towards the door.
Towards this door.
Mm-hmm. So now is your moment.
Oh, I'm going to the door.
If Saya doesn't tell me,
Oh,
Then
I am
I'm-
telling you.
oh, okay. I was gonna say,
We need to go.
it could be your opportunity to not have another doctor. If you're not telling me where you're going.
Quick question, Saya. Are you taking your instrument, your oud?
Yes,
Okay.
I've already lost an oud.
Or two. Okay, so you're all streaming towards the corner, looking around you, a bit nervously, and Akuba just says, "Come on, go, go, go! We need to get out of here."
Where do you think you're going?
Somewhere that isn't here, and if I were you, I would follow us.
Why would I want to do that? Who are
Because
you?
they're about
and-
to send in the riot squad, and they don't stick around to ask questions.
You don't need to tell me that.
Right, so it's a really good idea to not be here then.
Do I, at this point, because obviously I did not participate to the previous encounter with two of these people
Uh-huh.
who came downstairs. What kind of questions were they asking?
Oh, they were basically asking about pods, about what you were doing there, about these cryopod stasis pods, what they were doing, why there's a Nicatra in a cage, that sort of thing. They were being quite nosy.
Yeah, quite nosy. Did they look like they were nosy because they were investigating, or they looked like they were nosy because they were Leod's spy?
No, definitely not Leod Spy. No, they were
Okay.
investigating. That's the impression you got.
Okay, so I could show you the way. I tell the group there,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll take him with you.
Love to stick around and chat. Don't really care. Follow us if you like. Bye bye. Or hello. Let's go. Hustle, hustle, hustle. No time to debate. Bye bye. Hello. Welcome.
Yeah, you're going down.
I think it's rather you follow me.
I know the way.
All right, I'm not going to put all the tokens on here, but this is another map. You're basically coming down the stairs. The Yaya is opening the door right away, the code door for you, and basically says straight through, and there's a boat waiting for you if you want to say that. You have a boat, which is
Yeah.
out on the canal, so it's the quickest way. And they don't know how to operate this, but you do.
I get to the door pod thingy.
Yeah.
And I will open this for you. You have to promise you're going to take me with you.
I am completely fine with us taking you with us. As
That's
long as we get out now. We're really in a bit of a hurry.
There's just one more thing you could just think of, that in your workshop you have a cupboard full of guns.
Yeah, in fact, I say, okay, just a moment. And I run to my tabula, which I think I can get
Yeah.
out of the office. And quite a few things of mine quickly putting them, grabbing them,
Mm-hmm.
and then running back at the door. So I want my tools, I want my stuff, and what else did you say I should take?
It depends whether the others come with you, because you can't carry it all. But you basically have a whole weapons locker full of ammo, of carbines. You've got 10 carbines you've been working on, and you've got some protective clothing in there. So.
Well, I said, just a second, and I go. If they follow me, they will see all of this.
Yeah.
And I open the cabinet, slam, blang, blang. We're not worrying about noises. And grab what I can grab. And I definitely take tabula. I take my weapon and my clothes. Well, clothes probably. I just take what I'm wearing. And anything, my tools, my whatever, spare parts that I can carry, put them on a trolley and quickly run back. There's more in the other room if you want. I tell them if no one has followed me.
let's. I think we should follow you.
Fine.
Like if they have followed me, I just show them a couple of trolleys they can use.
Yeah, I have the image of a typical duffel bag. You just stuff all your guns into duffel bag.
I don't really care what they're taking from my workshop. This is not my workshop anymore. I'm leaving for good, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye and boom, if I could. But if I remember correctly, there were a couple of injured people here.
There was mainly a Nicatra in there, an injured Nicatra.
Yeah, I want to take her with me.
Really? That's brave.
Why?
Because last time your character, whilst in NPC mode, said it was rabid and dangerous.
Because you know that
did I?
Laird Darkasa has been mistreating that Nicatra quite viciously. So her claws have been pulled out and she's scarred and twisted and yeah.
Yeah, well, I got there and I presumably I have communicated a little bit with this creature in the meantime.
Yeah, but she's very feral. Mm-hmm.
And I say, I'll set you free. Come.
She growls at you, but she's not joining you. She's cowering in the corner.
I open the cage.
Yeah, that's fine.
If she wants to follow, she follows.
Good. So, between you, you can choose whether you want to take a cricket or a carbine, because your normal weapons you left somewhere, didn't you? But for now, you have some weapons. You storm out of this hatch door here, and down the pier side, a little bit further down, there is a small boat. Yeah, small. There's a big barge and a smaller boat. And
which one's fastest?
The smaller boat, of course. So you hop into the boat. You hear some gunfire from behind you, from the cellar.
I close the door, lock it, and break the lock.
Okay.
I mean this door.
Yeah. So you hop on the boat. Now, I just want to know briefly what you want to do. Do you want to go straight out to the swamp? Because, or do you want to have a conversation next to find out what Yaya knows?
Well, next I think it would be a really good idea to switch on the outboard motor or whatever and leg it.
You leg it.
Before we go anywhere.
Okay.
I need my kit. So, can I have decided that I've left it on a ship or in some kind of left luggage that's on the way?
You can leave it.
Nearly to the wherever we're going. There'll be some kind of storage. I'm hoping.
Everybody here put quite a bit of stuff into storage. So if you want to find that again, there's a risk, of course, that somebody will recognize you or whatever. But that's basically the question I was asking. Are you going to retrieve your stuff, or are you basically just clearing out and running away?
We really need to retrieve our stuff.
Retrieve stuff. Okay. Shall we do a 5-minute break so I can get a cup of tea? And when we come back, we're going to see how successfully you navigate that retrieval. And you need to have that important discussion with Yaya. All right. So 5-minute break.
Okay.
See you in 5.
See you in 5.
Yes, please.
Well, to be honest, my holidays I shouldn't be working so much. But this year is special, as you all know. So, what do you want to do? You have made it into your boat. I might just get you back onto the Kuan map, just so you can see it again. Before we go anywhere else, because not everybody has seen this map yet. So, pull you all across. Yeah, this is the monolith. At the bottom right and top right, you'll see some of the impressions of what the city looks like that you're currently in. You have been mainly down here in the corner in Little Algol, where I'm pulling you to. Yeah, that's where you've been basically. And the big monolith in the middle, the further you get in, the more expensive the places get and more prestigious they get. But these hegemonists that were being mentioned, and this family of the bride, they actually live in the monolith, in this huge, huge tower that is in the middle of the city. And this whole side is also shown a little bit on the left, but I just realized it's cut off. Let me move that in a bit so you can see it in all its glory.
I wonder if it's rent controlled.
Is what controlled?
Rent controlled.
Probably. It's got a couple of spaceports in it. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And interestingly enough, they chose to put Coriolis into geostationary orbit just above it. So this is like the ground equivalent, the mirror image, the symmetrical body on the planet. Yeah, and this is where the Zenithian hegemony live. The Zenithians are the people who came on the Zenith on the late ship that then became the station Coriolis. That just as a little aside. So, we are now zooming back towards Algol through the canals. Yaya knows exactly where she's going, and you're roughly going back to the markets where you were previously, Sukhabra. And some of these tunnels and canals that you're currently traveling through are going underneath buildings. Some of them don't. Some of them are open. But eventually you come into the open river of the Ramisha Delta again. The open water. So...
I can't remember where we left our stuff. I know we had our boat blown up.
Yeah, the stuff you rescued, I think you left with the rebels, didn't you?
I can't remember, did we?
I can't remember.
Right.
Doesn't
I know
matter.
we sort of sent up a temporary camping place, as it were, within the warehouse.
Oh, that's right. You went back to the warehouse. That's right. Yeah, fine. You probably put it in the warehouse, but your rebel contacts, if you like, can at least have guarded this a little bit. They might have posted somebody to make sure nothing gets nicked. So you make your way back to the dock, to Pier 55 or wherever you originally arrived, and you try to retrieve your stuff. But while you're doing this, you may want to have a conversation between yourselves, get to know each other a little bit better. Unless you can't be bothered and you just want to get on with the story.
No, it's like so. Who are... So I've met you, Doctor, and yeah, who are you? At the lovely lady that gave us big guns.
Well, thanks for the lovely lady. I'm actually, for now you probably can see me a little bit more in the light, or maybe you have noticed before. I have always and constantly a scarf, a hood, whatever you call it, on my head, and I'm constantly pulling it in front of my wounds. That I got some scars on my face, burn scars. Also, I got one good eye, the other one is not. It's a mechanical eye. And it's on the side of the burnt side, obviously. And I'm very, I don't know how to say, excuse me. I'm very keeping in a corner kind of person, in the shadow, don't want to be noticed. I have signs of being beaten at some point, and I am looking with the good eye and the stare is always inquiring and suspicious of everything that is around him.
Okay. I look like the quintessential upper class Zoomer twit. I have obviously been biosculpted pretty. Oh, so very pretty.
Alright.
He's not all that.
Yeah. However, and I've got very, very nice clothes. However, you noticed a glint in one of my eyes that you might recognise. And I'm obviously, if you're at all observant, you notice that I don't move like a layabout, and I obviously have combat training.
He dances his way through life.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds charming. I think my eye, only one, falls on him more often than others. Then
I actually do have the seductive talent as well. Sorry, but yeah, I've been obviously biosculpted. I
Yeah.
introduce myself. I'm Tahir El Fadil, captain of the Aliyah.
my eye widens a bit. Okay. My name is Yarya Duga, and I am a former guest of this palace.
So, you obviously helped us get out of there. Do you need a lift?
Sorry, this is Elena, not Yarya. I thought that was the deal. Yes.
No, I'm just confirming. It's like a lift as long as you want that. Let me introduce my companions. I point at Saya. This is Saya. Saya?
Hello. Sorry about breaking in earlier.
Okay. Can I say nothing else?
And this is Khalil.
Hello! Pleased to meet you. I am Khalil, not my real name, but you don't need to know that. So my real name is totally Khalil.
This is Ellen again, not Yarya. Yarya nods. Okay.
And this is a new person. Dr. Aisha. Is it Aisha or Aisha?
However you like it. I think Aisha.
This is Dr. Aisha.
I can't remember what I named her. Aisha Ray. At your service.
So, you've obviously been working in that palace for a while, and so I know why we're legging it. Why are you legging it?
When you say the word working, my eye narrows down quite a lot in hate.
Ah, so you were there against your will.
I think we could say that.
There seems to be a lot of that going around.
Well, I can guarantee this: while you're on our ship and with us, no one will be forcing you to do anything.
And I nod again with a happier eye.
Apart from listening to hear brag about himself, we've got no choice in the matter. He just won't stop.
Let's get somewhere quiet so we can catch up. I'm hoping that you, as you were there, you might have you might know things that can assist us. There's some people that were taken and against their will and are probably being forced to do things against their will, which we want to recover.
Well,
So
some of them are dead.
that would be helpful.
Again, my eye has widened a bit now in surprise. Who do you work for?
Well, normally we're freelance, but currently we're working. Would you believe we're actually archaeologists? But currently we're doing a favour to a particular judge. Would you mind if I quickly you heard? Did you hear everything we were doing earlier on, talking about rescuing the emissary and people taking the slave?
I think I was too far away and I didn't hear it. No.
Out of character, did you hear it?
Out of character, yes.
Okay, so if rather than explaining it all again, if between us we explain that again,
Yeah,
is that okay?
fine by me. And of course, the intersection of your two worlds are those stasis pods.
So we've been trying to track down these stasis pods, but they've pretty much been a step ahead of us each time. Every time we get to another clue, people die. So the fact we've managed to get a little bit of information this time is quite important. Is a real surprise.
I am throwing my eye a little bit, and I have, after a long silence, and clearly I am thinking and pondering and wondering if to go ahead and or not. I end up saying, I see. I think I may have some information that could help you.
That'd be wonderful if you do.
Yes. I think it would, Helena says. Just let me go back and read it again.
I did fairly provide with wall of text to you, didn't I?
It's not that, it's that I have read it about 5 or 6 times now, and I still can't remember the name.
Yeah, Elena had some homework.
It's my homework. It's just 2 pages, but it just felt like about 200. So, okay, so yes, people have, I guess your people that have disappeared are my people that have come my way. Perhaps I should say better. There has been a lot of people shipped here. Frank, please correct me if I'm saying anything.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, cool. And there's been quite a few people shipped here in these
Oops.
pods, yeah.
I just showed it to everybody. Sorry, I meant to just show it to Elena.
And I was not there because I'm reading the background. Okay, is everyone reading it?
No, I put it down, so I didn't think I was supposed to see it.
You can pick up what you want to share.
Okay, I'm not telling them about everything yet, so perhaps we should close it and just get it.
Yeah, sorry, I can't close it once it's open on the other people's screen. So if the others just close it again.
Okay, so how about I go with the first 4 lines? What I tell them first. Oh, hang on. Okay. I have helped. Oh, no. Sorry, say it again, because that's not the right thing. I was asked to do jobs for various people and getting pods with cargo in it from one place to another, here and there and here, check the status, if faulty, eliminate, if adjustable, adjust, if okay, move on, kind of thing. That's how I pictured it anyway, says Elena. Are you looking for somebody in particular?
Oh, we're looking for the emissary.
Again, my eye widens a bit. Right. I do not know if the pod I have been told to inspect is your emissary. But there was one special, particular one that was kept hidden even from me at one of the piers.
Interestingly, it's exactly in that warehouse where you're currently sitting.
Oh,
Only it's now a burnt out shell.
Pier 58 is burnt out.
Yeah, that's where you currently are, because that's where they had established their camp.
Okay. So, can you still read on the walls Pier 58?
Yeah.
Okay. So, funny enough, it was in this very place that I was called to inspect this cargo. But then I was asked to move it. Hang on, because I have to read it. Okay, I was asked to move it onto the marshes. One cargo was moved to the marshes. It was this particular one I wasn't allowed to inspect physically. The others were moved back to the palace.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
I hope this helps you somehow.
Yeah. Now, the one that went to the palace, I don't suppose, out of curiosity, you may have tracked down where it went from there.
And most of them went to the palace. Yeah, but this one in particular was inspected in this warehouse and then directly shipped to the marshes.
Special order. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I was in charge to keep track of absolutely every single delivery. But was it me, Frank? I think yes. I accidentally did not record this special cargo.
Completely accidentally.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I could give you the numbers, but I think if you still have the sheet out, you can read it there. 6 deliveries, 26. Well, there's lots of numbers here of pods and people and stuff and everything. I can't remember. 6 ended up dying, and yeah. So I think that if your special person is my special delivery, then it is in the marshes now.
Mm.
Right, and the people taken to the palace, they're important as well.
Okay. Oh,
Do you know where they went?
A little bit of a problem now to go back in the palace. Yes, I suppose I do, Frank, don't I?
Yes, they were basically sold on as slaves or gifted to people, families in the monolith. With certainly one exception that you guys have dealt with, the boy.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So
I take my tabula out, and do I find the boy?
On your lists. Now, I don't know whether anybody wants to mention it, but there was a boy, basically, you freed him from one of the stasis pods, and you had the power, basically, to say that he was injured, he was substandard, and then he would just go to the normal slave market. And there was this one boy you just said, I don't want you to end up in slavery, you're far too young for that. Not in the Zenithian slavery anyway. So you basically told him to wrap a bandage around his arm, pretend that he was injured, and that basically Leo Alsirsah just said, okay, send him down the normal market. And then essentially you helped him. You helped him by avoiding him being sent to the monolith. But the other people here, they don't know that yet, but it's the same boy that they have bought at the slave market and given him the freedom to go back to Coriolis to his family. But he told them that a lady with a green headscarf helped him. But they probably, as players, don't remember this.
I was actually just about to mention this when you were talking about dealing with everybody.
Okay, good.
I don't have to have a green headscarf, but Frank beat me to it.
Sorry, spoiler.
I guess there are big neon arrows pointing at my head at this point.
I can't remember the boy's name, but do you happen to remember a boy named X?
What a curious name for a young lad.
You know, some people give all sorts of strange names to their kids, right? I can have a look what he was called. He was called Nalat Sindalara.
Yes. Do you happen to remember what boy named?
Okay. Right. What about this boy? Yeah, I remember him.
Well, I'd like to thank you, and I have some good news. I bought him off the slave market and has freed him and returned him to his family.
My eye has widened very much, and I'm nodding in approval. I take my tabula out and I take this boy's name that I can't remember already.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat on Foundry.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I take boy X. I put a strike through and a green tick next to it.
Excellent. I like it.
Can I ask, and I don't want to put Frank and Elena on the spot, but there's somebody that I've been looking for, and I'd like to ask whether she has seen them.
All right. I would ask one question before I leave you to just run with it and make up your own story. Do you think that the person you're looking for was a mystic, or were they not a mystic?
I think they were not.
They were not. Right, if they were not...
If they were a mystic, would they have likely have been working at a research station or in a hospital where I might have been?
It could have happened, didn't have to happen. This sort of the mystic powers that just emerge. There's no rhyme or reason. People just get it or they don't get it. Yeah.
I think they were.
They were.
Yeah.
Right. So if they were, then they probably were sent to the swamp. If they were not, then they were sent to the monolith. But you can make that up, Elena.
Yep. Okay. So I have still got my list in front of me. I'm looking at you, waiting for the name.
Her name was Callista.
Okay, I'm scrolling through. Is this? They're not mystic, right? You said.
I think she was. Yes.
She was, and the mystic are usually sent to the swamp. You said.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tell her swamp.
Swamp. Now, Yaya has actually accompanied a couple of shipments out to the swamp, and they have been taken to a place called Sul Malhala, which is an old palace out there in the swamp. The whole swamp started happening, or became a swamp, when a huge disaster struck out there. There was a cataract, as they called it, like a big dam. And through some mysterious things, we'll probably have some culture rolls to see how much detail you know, but someday this dam failed, and that was about 5 years ago, and swamped a huge area, and that basically has become a ruined half underwater city now, and a swamp full of darkness of the spirits of the people who drowned that day. And that's where they're being taken.
I wonder why they're taking them to somewhere like that.
I wonder.
It can't be a good reason.
Have we got anybody other than Yaya who's actually from this planet, from Kuan? I don't think we do we?
Well, am I from Kuan?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I believe so.
In your bio.
Yeah, Kuan.
Okay, you can do me a culture roll with +2. And anybody else, if they want to try, they can just do normal culture roll. Is that the first failed roll today? I think it is.
I keep on rolling badly.
It is the first failed roll today.
I got
Okay.
one success.
Saya comes up blanks. Khalil is very well educated.
I don't know for my role.
I'm not as dumb as I look.
That's not saying a
Depending
lot.
on when it happened, maybe I was busy being at war and didn't notice.
Right, I've got a slightly... That was how many successes? 1, wasn't it?
1 from me.
Yeah, 1. Okay, if everybody is pretty much done with rolling...
I pressed it, but I didn't see it.
Did it pop up the modifier? Otherwise, just try it again.
Culture.
Culture.
Oh. No, I can't, sorry.
Because you have 0 culture. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah, if it's an advanced skill on the right-hand side, then you have to have at least 1 in it. If it's not a normal skill, then it's on the left. So, I'm going to share the generally available knowledge to you, and then Khalil can paraphrase it if you like, or you can just read it. But yeah, I can also read it out for you. So the Alsirsah is located northeast of the monolith. I can zoom out a bit so you can see it on the map. If I have not cut it off. Yeah, the Alsirsah swamps, more north than northeast, really. It used to be one of the planet's most fertile regions. Many of the Rarim Shah, that's the different rivers coming together, branches run through the plateaus surrounding the valley, concentrating nutrients and minerals here and filling the Alsirsah with exuberant life and vegetation. People from across the horizon came here to create a future for themselves, as the palace seemed so obviously blessed. The place, not the palace, by the icons, but disaster struck and the valley was turned into a place of death and despair. 5 years ago, the dam? Oh, okay. The dam disaster, there's a word missing, happened at Cataract 27. Mysteriously, the floodgates opened, or maybe the dam collapsed, it's not quite sure, but basically the whole valley was flooded. Rumors said that first responders, a colonial marine squadron, arrived. They found dead bodies sitting in a half circle around a singing man, Yasin Sabaha, of the lost ship Abdu Salah. The cause of death was found to be massive heart attack in all cases of the people sitting around him, but Yasin was alive. She clawed her eyes out and burned off her ears. Everything about the investigation, what happened at the dam and regarding the current whereabouts of Yasin is classified. So that's all you know. Parts of the valley are today below water and have few remaining inhabitants, mainly the Sogoi, who go there for diving. Locals who survived the flood either scattered into the horizon or went and lived in the enormous refugee camps around the conglomerate, like in Little Algol, for example. So, that's what you know.
It's a cheery place.
A cheery place. It's a proper swamp. Now, you have got your gear back, but that is where the pots have been delivered to, the mystic pots. You know that now.
Can I ask?
No.
Okay.
Of course you can.
So, Jala. So, you seem to have a list of everyone that's gone through. Are you looking to rescue them?
I'm nodding again. Just one nod.
Okay. Well, I, for one, am quite willing to help you with that. Look around at everyone else. How do you feel?
There's a very creepy, strange, curl lip going up one cheek. Shows that either I've got an insect stinging me, or I cannot smile properly, but that's the intention.
that is extremely descriptive. Well done.
It is just like that's very curt nod. I could really picture that. That was really good.
Thanks.
So, right.
Well,
Oh,
that's
by the
what we
way,
came down here for, rescuing people.
while escaping from the palace, somehow you misplaced Akuba.
Who's missing?
Did we misplace her, or did she leg it elsewhere?
She actually, let's say she got on the boat with you, but as soon as the boat was out in the open, she just said, I gotta go, I need to investigate something, and hopped off the boat.
Fine by me. She's a big girl.
Oh, yeah.
Look after herself.
She can definitely look after herself.
Who is this Akuba that you mentioned?
She's a big girl who can look after herself. She works for a magistrate up on Coriolis. She's our liaison, as it were.
Would Yaria know her?
No, you don't know her. You've just seen her because she escaped with you.
Yeah.
She was a quite muscular, well-trained woman in a stunning red dress.
That's why she was asking who was this
Mm-hmm.
that we're mentioning. Yeah.
But you hadn't seen her before. All right. So you get your stuff together. It is now probably around midnight. Your news is spreading of the happenings at the palace. You hear some people shouting and hollering and stuff. But you are still in your little camp. You're sitting around I imagine this like an oil drum, basically, with a bit of burning stuff in it to keep warm. But you're essentially in this burned out shell together with a few other homeless people. The burnt out shell of a warehouse, I mean. And sitting around the fire and talking at this moment, making plans. Your boat is sort of stashed away. And it's ready to take you out to the swamp if that's where you want to go.
Yes, I think we do.
Right.
No reason to hang around here any longer.
I just had a quick look earlier at your characters, and some of you seem to still have some damage.
Yes.
I think if you didn't take any more damage this session, I don't think anybody did, then you probably should heal that up.
Thank you kindly.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, Khalil, 4 hit points. That's your maximum, isn't it?
That is my maximum, yes.
Ouch.
There are wine glasses that are tougher than me. That's why I tend not to rush at people who have guns.
I think that is good advice.
Yep.
I'm a big damn shiny hero.
Of course you are. You're the knight in shining armor.
Oh, yes.
Not crazy at all.
No, not at all. So, you basically have a sleep, you do some guarding, but you're early next morning, you're ready to go, if you want to go. Actually, I have a dream, as he says. I have a dream, which I'm going to bounce at our dreamer. Who's our dreamer? That's Khalil, isn't it?
Well, we all dream.
You always have the songs, you always hear the songs. So in your dreams, while you're asleep, you think you're asleep. Now I have to find it again. Where did I put it? Where's the resonance? Because I want to paste it so you can reread it a few times and puzzle over it and think, oh, this must be important because it's written down. Otherwise I just have to read it out to you if I can't find it now. It's there. Right, I just have to read it out to you from my paper book. So, what we have here is...
They failure to communicate.
You suddenly feel a sharp pain in your chest. Your skin crawls, your eyes tear up, and everything sort of blurs to darkness. Maybe not while you're sleeping, maybe while you're just getting ready to sleep. Can you do me a quick roll on Mystic Powers?
I'll give it a shot. Flat 0.
Flat 0 comes as it comes, as they say. Neat. Good, very good, actually. You manage to keep your senses together, but basically this is quite intense pain. You hear some voices chanting in a language that you identify as a low C. Can you do me a quick culture test again? I'll give you +1 on that one, +1 on that one. Because you have read some of the scriptures before. Do you want to push that?
Yeah, all right. You haven't had many darkness points.
No. I haven't had any. I'm all poor and starved of darkness points.
2.
Good. You hear this chant, and as I said, you have looked at the Holy Scriptures recently because you saw them in that cargo hangar.
Yep.
We carry our crown within us, your suffering, our actions. Our hands, your blades. In the name of the martyr, we separate darkness from light.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
And then a little later, you hear a monotonous song, which reminds you of a prayer asking for protection. And this song sweeps over you, and all that pain that you were feeling, and all that narrowing vision, and all that goes away, and a divine calm surrounds you. The pain disappears, and the song becomes a single note. And then it helpfully says, see boxed text below, and then you look below, and there's no boxes anywhere. But I think it's this one. Yeah, must be this one. So learn this by heart, please. Yeah, best teacher voice. The butterfly's wings shadow the horizon. The pain of birth awaits us. Between moments lived and moments lost, the mirror defines the distance between reflected and reflection. It's actually on the previous page, the box text.
Oh yeah, I'm totally going to memorize that.
Yeah, I thought I had this one written out somewhere, but apparently I can't find it right now. And with that, you have that serene sense of calm about you.
Right, just to make sure I don't need to repeat this, I'm going to bolt upright as I'm awake, wake up my friends and say, friends, I've had a terrible prophetic dream, and then I'm going to repeat everything, just so that the GM can repeat it to you all.
Next time. I'll copy and paste it for you next time, okay? Don't want to,
Well, that worked well.
I don't want to do that too long now, but you've heard it once, that's the key thing. Right. So that brings us to a new day, and it brings us to the end of Act 2 of the Kuan Connection. Actually, no, of Emissary Lost.
And actually been faster than we normally are.
Have you been faster?
Yeah, so have we been slightly competent and been...
You've been slightly competent, actually. I have to say today you have been slightly competent, but this is basically the point I was trying to get you to within the last session, and we spent another 2 hours on it. So that tells you how far away we were last time. But it allows us to now move on to the next, the closing act of this particular nice little book that I've got here in my hand, which is Emissary Lost. And then after that, if you're still up for it, yeah, there's a whole next book, or we can do some shorter adventures. I'll ask you later, not right now.
Yeah, you got my next book already, have you?
Oh yeah, and the next one after that is supposed to come out soon.
Oh, right. I didn't realise it was out yet. I thought it was still just PDFs.
The Last Cyclade, I've got the book here.
Oh, cool.
It's a gorgeous book, and the art in it is just lovely. And when you pre-order it, you get a proper art book with it.
Oh, nice.
Just all the art pulled out with a couple of lines of text next to it. Absolutely gorgeous. But that art book is only in PDF. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Free League's stuff. The art is just amazing.
They do employ some very good artists.
Yeah. Indeed. And not plugging anything, but Tales from the Loop just became available as a Foundry system today. Yeah, I've played Things from the Flood before, but Tales from the Loop is now available. So, as an official one, I mean, for the special price of 8 quid. And if you look at The Dark Eye, which is the biggest German one, you pay 20 quid per book, and you need about 5 of them before you can start playing properly. So it's about 100 quid of Foundry modules compared to...
Pathfinder the second edition isn't that cheap either.
No, I thought it was free.
No, not for...
For Foundry, I mean.
I don't know if it's for Foundry or the other one, but it's like 35 quid if you actually want to get the full thing.
That's not too bad. Let's tell you what, keying in all this data, all this reference data, takes a lot of hours. Anyway, so you have the chance now to go to the marshes, to the jungle. How do you want to approach it? You have a boat. Do you want to get any survival gear? Have you got enough? Is time of the essence, and therefore you don't have time to go shopping? Or did you have enough for tonight and you want to reconvene next time?
I'm thinking it might be worth the effort reconvening next time. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking if going to the swamp, we've taken some stuff from the palace, haven't we? So could you supply a list of what we were able to take?
I can do that. You've taken some Vulcan crickets and carbines. You've taken some special ammo. And actually, who's the best soldier around here? Who's got the highest in either command or range combat?
3 in command, 4 in range combat.
Do me a range combat then. I don't think anybody's topping that, are they?
I also have 4 in range combat as it happens.
Okay, you can do a roll as well.
But I have really crappy agility, so I'm not that bothered.
Okay, you look at it. You look at some of the ammo that your new friend Yaya has been handing out, and she's got this little special case of very special ammo, and she sits at the side, but she lets you have a look, and you think, oh, this is very good work, and she tells you that she made them. But you recognize some other stuff. You've seen a bullet like this before.
Ah, that was the assassination bullet, wasn't it?
You've seen a bullet like that in the emissary's residence on Coriolis. It was a special sort of silenced vibro bullet. And you said at the time, these are very difficult to come by. They're very much a black market item. You can't just buy them. But this lady here has a whole box of them.
Ah. Conversation about, did you make that, etc., etc., etc.
I look at him again, long silence, wondering if to tell the truth, lie, or quickly just jump in the water and... no, we're not in the water. Yes, we are in the water. And run away. So after a long silence, I go, yes.
Can't run away in the water, you can swim away.
No, good point.
So I take it you've been making these a while, because it looks like they use some of your ammo to take the emissary. Can you remind me what it does, Frank?
Lips go down to a very, very low part of the face. My eye feels a bit, narrowed. I'm clearly not happy.
What it does, this ammo, it is vibro ammo. So it is good against soft targets, if you like, but this is silence, but in particular. So that the whole firefight might have gone off very quietly. So perfect for assassination attempts.
Cool. So how many of those are there?
I would say 20. There are 20 shots of that, I think. But they're not yours. They really belong to Yaya.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. If there was lots of reloads, that's different. 20 shots.
Yeah. And I would say I give you 4 protective vests. I'm making this up a little bit. I'm mixing 2 things here, but it doesn't matter. You get 3 carbines and 3 crickets. And Yaya, you've got a very special carbine, which I will add to your inventory.
Okay, thanks, yeah.
If I can remember what it's
I've
called.
already got protective clothing. I've taken a cricket because I've already got a carbine.
Anybody else?
No, I've retrieved my own pistols, so I'm fine with those.
Yeah, I've got my own carbine and protective clothing.
I don't know if that protective clothing is better than anything I've got. I've got an exo shell, but that's different, isn't it?
Yeah, the exo shell is really when you're out of spaceships, basically, in space.
So if there is a protective vest going, I'll. I've got armor. Sorry, I've scrolled down and found it.
What is it called?
Heavy primitive armor.
Okay. I would have to look.
Protective anyway.
Crikey, are you walking over your chainmail?
Apparently.
Well, this protective vest is probably lighter, but I'm not quite sure. I would have to look up the protection for it. So I'll just put your carbine on your character sheet, yeah? And let me just compare these two.
Armor is armor rating 2. Protective clothing is armor rating 3.
So it will be lighter, it will be more stylish looking, and it will protect you better. So do you want me to pull one across to you?
Thank you. It is armor rating 3, but maybe if I could have one if nobody else wants one, then yes, please, thank you.
It should be on your sheet now.
So,
Under armor.
Someone's had a cricket. Someone's had one protective clothing. Have you got any weapons?
Who are you asking?
Aisha.
Yeah, I've got shock stick, stun gun, and a thermal rifle.
Ah.
Thermal
If you've
rifle,
got
very nice.
encumbrance, take a Vulcan cricket as well, because having a small, concealable pistol is a good idea.
Thank you. I do tend to try and avoid injuring people in combat unless it's really necessary.
Because you have to fix them up afterwards, don't you?
Yeah.
Fellow thermal carbine user, I discovered reading the rules that you can add a stun setting to thermal weapons.
Mm-hmm. If you read the original Swedish rules, thermal carbines can be used to melt armor. Which is pretty cool as well.
But yeah, you can add a thermal setting, which made me immediately think that thermal weapons are in fact phasers.
Phasers to stun, thermals to stun. Yeah. Okay.
If there's a cricket going, then.
I think so. I think there is. Do you want me to put that on your sheet as well? Gosh, you're definitely encumbered at this point. You have to decide what you carry and what you actually want to leave somewhere. So
well,
I put
we can store stuff on the ship because
on the boat. You're currently encumbered by 8.5, and you can carry 4.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be carrying around my exo shell and my
primitive
tools and things.
You know, I'm quite like our new additions to the crew. Got someone who has a thermal carbine and a spacesuit. I'll have to show you my jetpack.
There's a chat up line.
Someone
Not
like
a euphemism.
No, I eventually I'm going to get enough money to get a fully powered armored exosuit, one of the big ones.
Of course you are.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least a year's worth of ship repayments.
And then the next scenario, you'll be crawling through a very tiny set of caverns.
Yeah, indeed. And then you have to leave it behind.
No, I can do bad archaeology on.
Okay, couple of scheduling things. If we're done with the main thing, I think this is a really good breakpoint for us. But just on scheduling, the 20th I'm here, no problem. 27th I'll probably not be available. The vagaries of being on holiday.
Well, I happen to have an awesome wife who has just written a brand new game system, and she might be able to run a quick one-off if everyone's with it.
Yeah? Of course, I'm going to be so jealous that I can't join in. What's your brand new game system then?
It's a cozy mystery game.
Sounds
Does
good.
it have dice?
Yes.
That's a relief. Well, I'm in then.
And I think it's I think it's still long block. I'm not quite sure. The 31st of August. I'll probably be away as well. So apologies for that. But summer holidays sometimes do get in the way. XP, he says.
So,
I don't know. How do you spell XP? I don't know. I can't remember.
EAHI.
Right, let's see. I'm not going to give you huge amounts.
The current long block, it does actually end on the 31st, yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately 31st I'm going to be up in the Peak District somewhere. I might be able to run the game. I can maybe take a laptop. Let's see. So, if it works on a laptop.
We're away that week, maybe we could finish it in the first week of short block or something.
I would be happy with that as well. Which is the first week back at school. But it should be fine. So, experience. Everybody gets one for participating. Difficult challenge. Now, I still don't like these questions very much. So, if there's nothing in here, there's another chance for you at the end. So, did you put yourself or crew at risk because of your personal problem? I don't think anybody did.
No.
Did you learn something new about yourself on another PC? You might have.
We all did.
Oh yeah.
Because we had a new PC.
Yeah, 2 new
By
PCs
definition, we had to learn.
for most of you.
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah, you all learned something there. So that's definitely 2 points for everybody. We then have, did you sacrifice or risk something for your buddy? You may nominate your buddy, but yeah, I guess it's one of those slightly weaker points here. And did you act in accordance with your icon? And this is the question where people always say, what does that mean? So I'm just going to share that screen as well. Here's a little idea of what that might mean. Yeah, if you just scroll down to your icon and think, have I done that?
I don't think I did anything in accordance with the judge this week, other than slinging a tray, which probably doesn't really count.
You settled an argument? No. Did you act to bring justice to others? You were trying to fling a tray at somebody, but yeah. But the bonus one, I say.
Bring justice? Well, I slung a tray.
I think we should still be able to claim and award points for good play or for good, interesting scenes. So if you think somebody's done something really nice today, just nominate them for an extra experience points. And you have to say what it was, though.
Just a question before that. In the acting according to the icons,
Yeah?
would you agree on the were I able to integrate myself into a situation and take control over certain aspects
Yeah.
to affect
I think so. I think so. You inserted yourself right into the situation. You waited for the right moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Would you say that I use my knowledge to help somebody, or
Of
is
course.
that just cheating every time I use my medicine?
It is a bit, but I think this time you did. This time you definitely, it wasn't just anybody who was just lying by the roadside. It was a key moment. Because you helped him, he was able to provide some more information to you. So it was relevant and important.
I think Eleanor did rather well with her roleplay this evening.
Yeah, taking on the NPC was impressive.
I thought so too. It's not an easy task to just walk into an NPC, get all that information from me, and actually convey it back. So I very much agree with that. So that's an extra experience point.
And you need 5 to raise 1 point, right?
And that's right. And I think Dr. Reyes, I think you've got 10 stored away. So you may have to spend some because you can't actually put them on. You may just have to put them on character notes for now. Today's experience points.
I also had 10 stored away, which is odd because I thought I had 9. So I've upped my mystic powers by 1 to bring it back down to 5.
Yeah.
So I've just added for 2 from this session to bring it back up to 7.
Sounds good by me. All right. Well, in that case, I thank everybody very much for their contributions, and I hope that was a decent start. And we managed to, I think, integrate our 2 newcomers very nicely. With a slight suspension of disbelief why Dr. Reyes is there, but hey, it works. And I look forward to next week when we see each other again.
Hey, everybody has to be somewhere.
Sorry, can I just say that it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it. And I think it sounds like a great group, really. And I'm really looking forward to next game.
Excellent.
Guys.
I look forward to it as well. Thank you, Elena. It was really nice.
Yeah, so it was nice to hear from you again after so long away from the club, actually.
I know. So, yeah, when I saw some of the names, I said, oh, I know these people.
And our watcher, our Sterling watcher on YouTube, Mohammed, is also saying he really liked the roleplay from everyone today. So well done, everybody.
Super. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I forgot we were listened to. Oh.
You can listen to the whole thing again.
Oh dear.
Anyway, I'll be fading out the stream.